Okay, in this first part A, we need to find an equation of a line. So we know that the template we need is the one where we have a point and we get a gradient. Okay, where's the point coming from? Well, I've got 2 points on the line. Okay, so either of them will do as my point. How do I get the gradient? Well, I'm working with the points A and B, so the gradient of A and B, I use the 2-point method for gradients, so it's something minus something over something minus something else. Okay, get out an answer to that. There's no indication we need to muck around with that gradient, make it perpendicular or anything. So once I've got my point and the gradient, the answer to this setup, I can use the y minus y1 recipe. Okay, and then I need to put my answer in the required form. So that should be my first 3 marks. Now I've got to find the length of AB. Well, we've used the 2-point method for gradient here. We now need the 2-point method for length. So AB is going to equal, it's going to be a square root of a squaredy bracket plus another squaredy bracket. Get the details right here. Leave your answer in surd form. So work it all out, square root of something, simplify the surd if it does simplify, and that's your answer. Okay, and then finally we've got the point C has coordinates 2t where t is greater than 0. AC equals AB. Okay, so this is given. All right, I've got to find the value of t. So AB is this answer that I had before. So I know what AB is. So AC has to be the same as that. And by AC it means length again. So this same method that I used for the length of AB, I use again for AC. So I'm going to get something like this, except this time is going to have t's in one of the brackets, okay, equaling the square root I got before. So I'm going to have a square root of 2 squaredy brackets, okay, t in one of these, equals a square root answer that I got before, okay, and the first thing to do with this is to square both sides. So in fact, you could even not write them in the first place, the square roots will just disappear. Multiply out these brackets, one of them will have a t in it, so you'll have t squareds and t's when you multiply out. This will just be a number, so you're going to end up with a quadratic equation, some number of t squared plus some number of t plus some number equals 0. Solve your quadratic in the normal way, and that will give you an answer. Now hang on, 1 mark. 1 mark for all of that. There must have been an easier way. So the easier way comes from clearly drawing A and B and this point with x coordinate 2 and y coordinate t on a diagram. If you think of drawing that diagram, you can get the answer out very quickly. That's why it's only worth 1 mark. But you know what? If you can't think of doing it that way, then this way gets you there. And then find the area of the triangle ABC. Now it becomes absolutely essential. You've drawn the diagram. Okay, so you've got the point 7, 4. You've got the point 2, 0. So B is here in relation to A. Okay, and the key part of your diagram is getting the point C. Well, it's also got x coordinate 2. So it's therefore lined up vertically with B. So C is going to be up here, and you could have used this diagram to work out the coordinates of C, because these two lengths are the same. But the 2 measurements you're going to need for the triangle is that one there, because we can take that to be the base of the triangle. And therefore this measurement here is going to be the height of the triangle. And if I know the x and y coordinates of A, B and C, both of these measurements are going to drop out quite easily in terms of those coordinates. And we're going to do a half times the base times the height to work out the area of that triangle. Hope that helps.